All right, stream should be back up. Hopefully we're back. Why is this not doing anything here? You're here? Welcome back, Ock. Hey, Sylvan. Hi, hi. Hopefully we've got a lot less latency. We'll see. First, yeah, all the stuff got reset on it. Hey, Yachty. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Oh, the bot is struggling, y'all. Oh, you know what? It might be because it didn't reset because of stream. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Chill out. It should be working now. It might just take it a little bit. And I think oh, you know what? It's probably yeah, first counter's at 1. Okay. Just 1 second of latency. Yep. Hey, Ak, thank you so much for being my second first top of the stream. I appreciate it. God, that was such a mess. Thank y'all for sticking with me on that. It's very stressful when you're having tech issues like this. Because like I legitimately couldn't even do stuff. Like I wasn't capable of doing things on my computer. Let's see, triggers. Here we go. We back? We should be back, yeah. Why do I not... Here, what did I do for this one? What did I do for this one? Trigger name. Oh. Did I make like just the dumbest mistake? I did. Oh my gosh, of course. Okay, let me double check something. But yeah, that's it. Streamer scuff happens. I like a little bit of scuff, but I like it when the scuff isn't tech issues. Did a little bit of singing, did a little bit of larynx exercises, reading some poetry. Heck yeah. Hey Noir, how you doing? I just had to restart stream. We lagged and crashed basically. Um Where's my thing at? Where did it go? VS Code? It's C sharp. It's Streamerbot in C sharp. Send an application for the apartment? Yeah, heck yeah, get on it. already shared this? Thank you. Thank you for the 10 stream streak. First is probably not going to work, y'all. Sorry. Especially if you've clicked it before. It might work for people who haven't, but I don't know. I'm not going to try troubleshooting it. Getting stressed because of an important interview in an hour and a half? Heck yeah, you got this. Yeah, okay. So it's because y'all already redeemed it is why. Thank you for being my new first. Alina, welcome back. And Teehee, what is night? Grassitator, thank you for being my first new top of the stream. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I made this basic mistake. None of this code works because I put these percent signs in. Streamerbot is just a little bit jank in places, y'all. Gotta fix it all. Roar, thank you for being my new top of the stream. All of a sudden, y'all are so interested. I wonder why. Global variable. Compile. Are there any more of these darn percent signs? Looks like probably not. Good, okay. Save and compile. You're busy? No, don't you worry. You want to go and drink? What happened? Who's getting top? Nobody's getting top. It's just top of stream, you know? Let me scroll up. I did miss a few things in my situation. Let's see. I can show you what I do with how to link like the script, the code in Streamerbot. April, you said so you were in a girls chat in Arc Raiders. She asked for more girlies to play with them, and then the person sends his user who thought it was a girl and it wasn't. He says he plays with more women, but then calls you dude and flirting and stuff. That's gross. And you blocked him? Good. Yeah, it is really unfortunate when there are people like that that are trying to prey on communities that are not for them. Okay. Let me test these things out real quick. Is this working? Did this work? 3 shock points. Test trigger. Okay, let's take a look at the logs, which may not have been updated. Let's see here. Okay. 36 arguments. Trigger type is resubscription. Good. Trigger type is tier 2, started with a 0. Adding points for subscription, 1 month. 1 subscription, tier 2 is times 2. Ratio is 1. New shock points is 2. Oh, I think it's working. Tier 2, 42 subscriptions. Yeah, good. Imagine getting 42 tier 2 subscriptions. That'd be absolutely wild. Okay. Oh Jesus, this all got fucked up. I gotta clean out so many variables. Hits point ratio. Um, we're gonna have to figure out another renaming scheme for this. Okay, let me make a note of that. Save. Okay. Maybe a lot of shockies, a lot of subs. Yeah. But the good news is that is working. I need to edit the values, but like dang. We can delete this one. We rename this one. Nope. Might need to go now. Yeah. Feels weird being excited for life again. I mean, yeah, I know. Like it's really difficult whenever you have lived believing certain things for such a long time that you know, it becomes so ingrained at you in you that like that is the truth, that is your truth, and that that's the way it's always going to be, but it really doesn't have to be. And I'm glad for that. Enabled. Enabled. There we go. Okay, so that was subscriptions. God, that took a while. Okay, do that. The body waking up with the happies is wild. Yeah, like it's how do you describe it? It's like it genuinely can, and for like me at least, when I started like doing the actual transitioning thing, when I started like actually working on myself and trying to pull myself out of depression, it genuinely felt like I had been asleep all my life. And Jeb, thank you so much for being second today. I appreciate it. Thank you. Guillaume, thank you so much for being third. Hope you are doing well. Oh my goodness. Living like a robot for so long. Yep, that's how it goes. Stretch and hydrate? Yeah, you're gonna free sit up too. Here's the hydrate. Here's the stretch. Mm. Mm. Hopefully moving out of your real situation, starting HRT, and wow, you've got things could actually happen again. It's true. And honestly, I think that moving is going to be just as good for you as HRT is. Full stop. I think it's going to be very, very good, very important. So for my positivity, this ended up being like a pretty big project that we're working on, a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be when I first envisioned it, but we are making great progress on it. And so far, the things that we have done work, and that's a weird feeling. The code is functioning. It does not seem to be bugs, which is good, which is really good. Let's see. This one we can rename. That is low priority. It's low priority. This is checkpoints. Basically just going through and marking ones that are done and which ones still kind of need work. Okay, and then PiShock. Okay. Honestly, really great progress. We love like a bugs. Yeah, you're out for a nap. Thank you so much for being here, Crassitator. I hope you can get some good sleep. Too hot to not be in bed. Yeah. If you're really struggling with heat, if you have like a ceiling fan or anything, one of the best things you can do is like rub water on your arms, your legs, things like that, and then stand under the fan. It'll pull a lot of heat out of your body pretty quickly. You found how to connect code to an action. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Guillaume. Yeah, it's you right click and you go to add core C sharp execute C sharp code method. Yeah. So that is what you're supposed to do. I know I took a little bit to get to responding on that. At first glance, you might have reversed booleans on your pause unpause queue actions. No, nope. Because it is so is paused is false, and there's a reason that I did it this way. Why did I do it this way? Yeah, I definitely did. That's what I did. Okay, I know what it was. I was doing some copy paste shenanigans and being lazy. I think that I had a plan for that that was going to involve putting handling it somewhere else, but it is much better to just not do it that way. Like a lamer Prometheus stealing heat instead of fire. Yeah. Yeah, fans can do a lot of work. Thank you for catching that, MK. It wouldn't have been like the world's worst thing, but it would have been kind of annoying to troubleshoot. So start of stream is just gonna validate things. Um, it's gonna check validate things. It's gonna take a look and make sure the points are right. It's gonna read the file and create all of the. Okay, yeah, that's a whole thing. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and make this change now. Please say I can do this. Why are you acting like this? Uh, can I not edit this? Wow, this is like literally not editable? Okay. Points to bits ratio is... I need to have auto type on, right? One must imagine Prometheus radiating. Okay, and then subscription points ratio. One auto type, yes. I can change the value, but I can't change the name. Is that what's going on? Interesting. Copy. There we go. So that will be in the bits, the shock points. The subscription to shock points. Yummy, yummy uranium. When you eat a clump of uranium, oh. Where is it? Shock module. Should be all I need to do there. Wait a second. Did I do that right? Yes, okay. And then channel points. Okay. He just posted in Android Heart Discord that he's interested in making a new layer null pack. Oh. Ooh, that's fascinating. Um, man. I like that he just can't step away. I like that the stove just keeps churning him out. Okay, so I think that was good to do. I should also do a message chat. Here we go. Just earned ad amount. Hi, kitty. Come on. Why are you being awkward? Why are you being awkward, you boo-boo? Why are you trying to sit in my chair but not sit in my lap? What is going on? Hi, buddy. We're gonna say okay, because I don't remember. I actually want these to be the same wording. Oh, I should definitely save that if I'm gonna edit it. Oh, it did save. Okay. Oh, we're doing this so scummy. Don't copy and paste like me. Here we go. Yeah, don't copy and paste. Type it out every time. Do the cool thing. Enabled. Simulate. 50 shock points total. Simulate. 100 shock points total. Simulate. 150. Okay. No, I'm not gonna do this. It's fine. Well, fuck. Getting rich in points? Nah, all these points are gonna go away. I should do this. Add amount, shock points. Okay. Can you please? Can you please? Can you please? Oh my god. Okay. Enabled off. Enabled off. Just two, you'll get another in 100 years. You can count your tails too. Ooh. So shock points. I almost clicked delete all variables. That would have been bad. That would have been bad. Okay, so we've updated those. Okay, so there's three big things we still need to work on. And they're like pretty good sized things too. The first is I want to create a settings file, and I want to be able to read the settings from that file. So this would be how you can set your this would be how you could set, like, you know, your redeems, what values those redeems are going to have, what your points totals are going to be, etc. So that's one thing. It's going to be like a lot of file IO and also determining like what structure that file is going to have in the first place to like store those settings. The next thing that we need to work on, or the other thing that we need to work on, is managing the queue. So there's going to be a queued amount of shocks. What are you doing, kitty? There's going to be a bunch of shocks queued up so that, you know, you're not getting all the shocks all at the same time. People are like having to wait their turn. Partially because you could get shocked by a whole bunch of people at once and that would be bad. But also partially because sometimes if there's too many things going on at once, Streamerbot can get a little bit and suck, right? So we want to put a little bit of distance between that, you know. And then the last thing we need to do is actually send the shocks by managing the queue, taking a request off the queue, and then sending it. Hype trades are going to be wild. Well, see, that's the thing is by default, you are not going to be it's not going to send shocks by default. I may include an option where it does, where it just bypasses the queue, like it's a simple version. But what we're doing right now is setting it up so that whenever somebody subscribes, whenever somebody donates bits, whenever somebody uses the channel point, fuck the ads. I'll continue talking whenever I'm done. Whenever it's done. They always interrupt me. I hate them. Maybe we should go to like 3-minute ads once an hour. Maybe. I don't know. Twitch has been weird, no ads. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. I genuinely suspect, like, I genuinely suspect that they don't have any advertisers that they can show to like the EU. I feel like there's just so many like gambling and shitty AI ads and stuff like that. That's like all US based stuff, and the EU's like, we don't fucking want that, so they can't even show it. I think that might be the case. It would be very awkward if it was, but basically, if they don't have ads to show you, they won't show you. Oh, you're an NA East. I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, maybe not. Maybe they just don't have any ads to show you. All right, ads should be finishing up here. Ads are finishing up, yeah. So what I was saying is that when a hype train comes along, what we're doing is instead of sending a shock whenever bits are sent, instead of sending a shock whenever a subscription is done, whenever channel points are redeemed, whatever, um, I'm setting it up so that those actions instead generate a different currency, shock points, and you know, we may name them something different, right? Um, that can then be spent on sending shocks instead. And there's two reasons for this. Again, one, if they just were able to fire any time, that could be a problem. And two, I want to set it up so that like maybe you only have shock collar days on like Wednesdays or something, right? People could earn points for the shock collar by donating on other days. And then on the day that it arrives, they would then be able to spend the points on sending the shocks. So it makes it a bit asynchronous. It makes it so that like the points can accrue regardless of the situation. Um, and that's just because like you probably aren't going to be wanting this on all the time, right? They don't have ads for Quebec. Maybe, probably. You found 9 wild rice in the moonstare so far, which is from 3 different bundles of noise grass. It's not going how you hoped. Okay. The ad campaigns seem to last like 1 to 4 weeks on average. Your country is so low population, you doubt they'd want to market to you anyways. Yeah, yeah. Electrons, volts, amps, power charge. Yep, those are all terms. So, I was saying we got to do file IO for one of them. We've also got to handle the queue, which um, are all of the active requests. I want to be able to like take those active requests out and like refund the points. That means that we have to like figure out what kind of queue we want it to be. Um, and then lastly, we need to be able to like actually send the shocks, and that's going to be a whole thing because I'm going to have to do a like a while loop that runs just continuously. That checks to see if there's anything to like do it, you know? Baby. You're brainstorming. Hey Kay, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for being my newest top of the stream. Got right to business, I see. How are you? I hope you slept well. I was just struggling with stream quite a bit. We had to restart about 30 minutes ago. um, there was so much going on that nothing worked. Hi, hi, hi. So it's been a night. It's been a night. A ghost queen, indeed. Positivity. No, I already did some. I already did some positivity. Oh, let me think. Let me think. What? What is this one? Oh, rubbing hands together. Yachty, get the fuck away from that redeem. You don't belong there. What about second positivities? I know. I know. Um, this will be like the third or fourth one. I've been struggling real hard with the positivities lately. So my positivity here is that um hmm. Maybe you are so distracting. This kitty cat keeps messing with things. Hey, hey, why are you like that? You know, Top, you could not be. It's not possible. It's not possible, Yachty. Guillaume, thank you so much for being my newest top of the stream. Thank you, thank you. Um, so my positivity is just got a bunch of euphoria from seeing her own name. Heck yeah. You got an email? That was fast. An email from what? I don't remember what you were I don't know if you said. An email from DHL. Oh. I can't believe that you're doing it already. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Just handling some quick stuff real quick. %, Dom, 100% sub, you 100% Pratt. Yep. Bingo. Thank you so much for the 210 stream streak. That's at least 4. I think so. I think it is. Pretty sure that's the longest one we got going. The delivery will supposedly be here in less than a week. Well, that's great. That's great. What are you gonna do with it? No, you're never mind. It's all right. You cannot defend yourself. The proof has literally been shown on stream before multiple times. Yeah. Um, my positivity is that I think that we have a really lovely little community that we built here, and um, yesterday and a few other times, we've had some really, really good conversations about stuff, and it's also a good place to come and just kind of like relax and for people to, get some sleep maybe, for people to just chill and like have really, really low stakes, kind of escape from the stress of the world a little bit. And I think it's really lovely what we built here. And I know that I put like a lot of work into it. Um, Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but I know that it is true because I've streamed a lot. Um, and I always try to like do the best that I can. So my positivity is that we have a lovely little community. Watched a noodles video. Now you want noodles fuck. What is noodles fuck? Is that like some fetish? Ignoring all the evidence that's available, there's not evidence that you can't be dominant. Okay. I believe you, Yanni. I believe that you are nothing. Oh my god, Roar. Do not put food in someone's coochie. Hey, Soleil, welcome in. How you doing? Good to see you. I actually don't know how much longer we're going to be up. I've kind of reached a point where I think I've stalled out on the coding once more. Maybe don't do that. Yeah, do not feed the bacteria. Do not let it get anything in there. That's how you get infections. Hi. Let me think about this. Think you have been misunderstood. You go eat now. Sounds good. You thought the coochie bong was bad? Ooh, the what? No, I very badly want to say there's no way that can't be real. But I'm very certain that if you're bringing it up here and now, it is real probably. And that is, oh God. You need to get yourself a really good double tail wag. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Bing Bong from Slay the Spire 2? I don't think so. It's real and you knew someone with one? No. No. Oh my God. Oh, like it literally goes in a coochie? No way. Oh God. I just like, I'm trying to get my brain around the like, the shape and the logistics behind this and the why, really. The water bowl part. Yeah, that is what I thought you were implying. And I'm like, no, that is how that would work. Oh my God. I feel like that would be hot also. Not in the like, oh wow, ooh, you're turning me on kind of hot, but in the like, oh shit, there's something hot inside me. Physically very hot. Uh-huh. What do you mean, uh-huh? What do you mean? Are you agreeing with me or not agreeing with me? I feel like you should be agreeing with me. Oh, that's so... Humans are fascinating. That's not always a good thing. You might be germaphobe, but you can't stand the idea of anyone's mouth getting any orifice that's not equipped to deal with septic substances, and that's fair. That's fair. Germs are a real thing, you know? And that's why they make things to deal with that. It's like what dental dams and stuff are for. The human mouth is a safety hazard. It really is. I knew somebody who they were like roughhousing with another person and it got like really rough and they ended up like biting them on the arm or something and it got super infected. So like the human mouth is filthy, y'all. But then again, so many other things that we are. So many other things about us is filthy too. Any skin breaking bite is immediate ER trip. Yeah. Cats are especially bad about it. Cats have the ability to often like puncture really deep, and it often gets infected because their mouth is vile. So it's always really important to take care of if you've been bitten by a cat. Hmm. What do you use for my chat overlay? Wondering if anyone is using Streamerbot for it. I would be using Streamerbot for it if I had assets to do so. I would like all of my stuff to be local and in-house, but it's kind of not that easy. Um, who did you bite? No one. No one. And do not put yourself in the box of ass liquor. You are much more than that. You lick many things, I'm sure. Cats, yes, yes. Cats whose main way of like dealing with um things is use my mouth to handle it. Um, but yeah, I would like to be doing StreamerBot with it if I had like assets and stuff like that to be able to do so. Currently I'm using Zaytree's chat bubbles on Stream Elements, and I am now just reminded that I probably have a few days that I probably need to not use it anymore. In the box of Toe Sucker, many talents, you just like that one the most? I mean, you can be in multiple boxes. We'll carve you up and toss in each one. No, that sounded violent. Um, Mix it up for your chat overlay. It's local. Yeah, I does it have like built-in stuff for that? Because your chat is, let me think, it's pretty minimal, right? I kind of like the way these. Actually, you know what? What am I saying? There's that one site, right? Someone was talking about this the other day. Um, yeah, I bet I could just use Slime to stream. I bet I could just use Slime to stream. Get out of there. Get. Which is another local option, and it's actually run by Zaytree, who's the one who did this chat bubble in the first place. This way to get stream at limits local, yeah. Yeah, and it's created by the same person who did the chat bubbles I'm currently using. Slime 2 stream. Happy you never went with stream elements for anything. I didn't know too much going into it. It was fine for what it does, but I don't like the company. What do we want to do for... What do we want to do for the shape of our settings and the shape of our data? What kind of settings do we need? Let's figure that out. Let's... Decision to keep away was pure instinct and interest for other solutions. Yep. Glad you're old school. That's, that's fine too. I like doing things local. The biggest problem with doing things local for me is that my computer's not very good. But then again, I did have to manually crash a bunch of OBS overlays. Um, so maybe having web, browser overlays is also not good. Okay, this should be fine. Save as... Desktop, streaming stuff. Where's this at? Oh, no, that just has the full fucking path on it. I don't really like that. I was gonna share Notepad++. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna do just Notepad. You're gonna hop off so your hubby can sleep. You think he's got an early morning. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. You actually finished your assignment? Heck yeah, nice job. Congrats. You keep yours minimal. Guppy use Mix It Up for her fancy chat. You could also just use Mix It Up for actual boxed in chats, kind of like mine. Okay. Um, yeah, I might consider it. I will definitely look into it because, like I said, I've got to find an alternative. Well, y'all are gonna get a flashbanged. Window capture. Boom. Notepad. Um, font. I don't know. We'll go with like 26. Everybody loves the number 26, right? Let me think here. So for our settings, um, where were my other notes at? Okay, so each redeem is going to need a name. It's going to need a cost. It's going to need values. So duration, intensity. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I think that's the main things. Yeah, I think that's going to be the main things. Um, hmm. Might have min max intensity slash random. Oh, how about a mount too, right? Mix it up is pretty potent as well. Handles things, but as well as Streamerbot, just in a more UI focused way. Fantastic documentation too, which is very important for you. That's good. Does it let you like write C# code like Streamerbot does? Can you give me some space, kitty? Hey, hi. It's not time yet. Um, yeah. What about a mount? So you could send like three short shocks or like three big shocks or something. I don't know. Um, warning, warming, warmong, warhing, warhing, warning vibrate. Okay. C#, Python, CSS, HTML. Gotcha. Hmm. Yeah, I might really have to look into that then. I feel like I put so much investment in the Streamerbot that it feels rough to have to like swap or to like use two together. But it does sound like a really powerful tool, so that's very intriguing to me. Name, cost, duration, intensity, maybe make it random, maybe amount. Use both for different things. That's fair. What do you tend to use a Streamerbot for, and what do you tend to use Mix It Up for? You're kind of stuck between Mix It Up and Streamerbot. I mean, I've got quite a bit of experience with Streamerbot, but like, I mean, it sounds like Mix It Up is very worth looking into. Name, cost, duration, intensity. Anything else I can think of for the redeems? I don't think so. So I can construct. What about they're gonna need amount, cooldown. Hmm, You've yet to get enough experience in both, but you feel like Mix It Up is easier, you vibe more with Streamerbot, that's fair. Use Streamerbot for custom integrations between programs and VTubing software. Use Mix It Up for anything that ends up on screen. Just prefer the way Mix It Up does overlays. That's fair, because if I'm doing overlays with Streamerbot, it's gonna be really manual. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is a lot of work thing. Seems fine. Okay. Name and password, API key is going to be necessary. We also need enabled. Um, bits, subs, channel points. So all of those will be able to be changed and toggled on and off as they want. You guess you could use both. You want to make an overlay one day? Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they've got different things that they excel at. What else? What else? What else? What else? Right. What was I calling this? Yeah, points ratio. You also want to make custom programs for games or personalized interactions. Yeah, your credits, custom quote system, chat overlay or mix it up, your redeem control, chat monitoring, and audio control or Streamerbot. That actually checks out quite a bit. Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, simple and advanced. That there. You've had a harder time doing redeem on Mix It Up than Streamerbot. Streamerbot's pretty straightforward, and at least in my opinion. It's a little weird that they've made it so that like actions don't do anything and they're just a collection of triggers and sub actions. They're like naming in choice is like a little bit strange to me. Um, but once you get your head wrapped around that, it's usually pretty easy. Let's see what else here. Oh, yeah, that's right. Interval. Time between shocks, setting for shocks, cost setting, command clear, command end. I think this is pretty straightforward. Okay. Redeems are wonky and mix it up, but you can do a ton with them without programming. Gotcha. You can. Your auto shouties are mixed up. Oh, I'm actually kind of surprised by that. I thought those would have been Streamerbot. Mm, what is it that we need for this in the first place? We need user ID and API. Well, we can afford to make it human readable. Um, I've been misspelling module every single time tonight. Oof. Um, cat, please. Gosh, he's being such an absolute nuisance right now. He wants his food and he's being pissy about it. Hey, Fluffy, and welcome in. How you doing? Yeah, it is the fluffy boy. He's doing everything he can to make me miserable. Um, you find automatic messages to be super easy because you can store the message in an action group and point the auto shouty at that. So if you need to change the message, you can, or if you can point it to a completely separate action on a user level for individualized shoutouts. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I like that. I would probably do the same thing in like C sharp. You're good, just vibing at work. Heck yeah, I hope work's going well for you. Yeah, he's a fluffy gray kitty cat. He's got some white patches on him, and he's eternally hungry. He's a bit of a grazer, so I have to like be there with him while he's eating because I have another kitty cat. I've got Cricket, who is a scarfer, and she will consume anything she can find. And so I've got a schedule where I feed them every 4 hours, um, 4 times a day, and it's a lot, honestly. But he's ready for his food now. Mix It Up has a lot more built-in functionality accessible from UI without needing to program. Yeah, and honestly, I think the fact that Streamerbot was like, you can do anything you want with C sharp. I was like, I'm sold. I don't want to do anything with your UI. I just want to code it. So I think that actually like kind of sold me on it. She eats scarf. The fluffy boy actually has like a little bit of pica where he will eat inanimate things. And speaking of, ow! You do not need to eat the hair. Oh my god, I have to feed this cat. I am so sorry. He's gonna like continue doing this. Let me step away for 5 minutes, y'all. Alright, thank y'all for waiting for me there. I appreciate it. This is so frustrating sometimes, y'all. He bit like the fucking shit out of me because like I was saying, he's got a bit of pica. So like he tries to eat inanimate objects, and when he wants attention, he will walk around the house trying to find hair on the floor so that he can eat the hair. And I was trying to keep him from eating the hair, and he was like, well, I'm going to just bite you instead. So I went and got him the food, went to stop the bleeding because, like I said, he bit the shit out of me. And then he walked away after half eating his stuff, and I had to tell him to come back and eat it, and he still didn't finish it. Like, he didn't even eat 3 mouthfuls. So yeah, I'm bleeding because he wanted less than 3 mouthfuls full of food. Yeah, I'm fine. It's not that deep or anything like that. It was a graze. I don't think he intended to draw blood. It's just he bit a lot harder than he usually does, and he was not letting me get the hair like he usually does. You return? Welcome back. Let me catch up with chat here. Getting so stressed? 27 minutes before interview? You got this, Guillaume. Don't worry about it. You're okay. Thank you so much for being my newest top of the stream. I appreciate it. Kept the place warm and away from Yachty. It's funny. Sauce fight in for you. Agreed. Support that warms the heart. Now your mixed bag of emotions. It's funny. Different tools, different things. Yep, exactly. Pika. Pica. Pika. It is like a compulsion to eat inanimate objects. Why isn't there a redeem to be the bottom of the stream? Because there doesn't need to be one. There's no bottom of the climbing holds. And seeing if this is just stop bleeding or for don't take your spot. There is a lot of contention for that spot for sure. All right. Here's competition for the bottom. Yeah, there really is. I'm not 100% sure why. Um, doo, 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 doo. What is this? Channel points ratio, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. You all live into the bottom for you and you alone. I mean, I don't know. Sat here eating your instant noodles like a basement dweller while your parents are gone out for dinner. It's funny. Way too early to be blushing as hard as you are? Really? Maybe between top and bottom too much for you to be any, I guess. Yeah, I mean, switchy's a thing, right? Hmm. And I rolled the interval. What kind of noodles are they? Are they creamy? Oh, like ramen, right? How many kinds of instant noodles don't have MSG? Nothing wrong with it personally, but it tastes like salt. I mean, yeah. Couldn't go because you didn't want to change. You're wearing pajama pants when you were like 11, badly faded and low skilly repaired, and a t-shirt dusted to the floor dust where your cats run to the bed. Hmm. I would have gone. Why does it matter if you look like that? People aren't going to eat off of your clothes. Mom said no. Your dad said no. Wild. Redeem settings. Cost equals. Well, they're each going to have a different cost in points. So this is the redeem cost, yeah. Now, why don't I... No, this isn't... You're ruining our brand. Not Python, sorry, you misspoke earlier. CSS, HTML, and JS. Okay. That is no fashion sense, like not none, but not much either. Okay. I mean, still. Let's see. Cooldown, int. Yeah, okay. That's a big text? What do you mean? You also didn't want to go out, still tired of walking like 5 to 6 kilometers with your friends a couple days ago. That's fair. CSS, HTML are because for overlays, it actually makes a little local web page that OBS grabs. It makes things like transparency much easier to deal with. That makes sense. That makes sense. Like a local web page might not be so bad. Depends on my big problem is like how much memory things take up. I had my alerts, like the ones in the middle that pop up whenever somebody raids or follows or whatever. They were like almost a whole gig of RAM earlier, and I had to force crash them. Again, thank you, Stream Elements, for that. Um, Thank you, Three Melons. No, Stream Elements. Mm, Still using Stream Elements for now. Yeah, for a couple things. I don't use it for. I use it for like my alerts, and I use it for the chat box, and that's it. Okay. This seems fine. Name cost, duration, intensity. I think making random values is a bit annoying. Do I want to do that? Here, we'll just copy this. Under shocks, cooldown, no randoms. It's like so much simpler to do it this way. 1.5% ramulization. You don't ever really see spikes from it. Never been resource intensive. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Get into bed. Thank you so much for being here, Decross the Fox. I appreciate it. I hope you get some good sleep, okay? So I think this is maybe what we're looking at for our... Yeah, it's just gonna be a separator. I could use any character there and just pick that one. Um, just like I just randomly pick these. I'm gonna manually be handling it. So basically each line I'm gonna see if it starts with one of these or one of those, and it's just gonna determine things. So, um, if it's this, we're gonna ignore the line. And if it's this, we just stop reading from the rest of the file because it doesn't matter. You ever want like a walkthrough of yours or something? You're always down. I would love that. Yeah. Yes, Silvern. I put a lot of comments in my things. All I did was make a note of where I'm gonna put a lot of fucking comments. I haven't gotten around to that yet because I was still getting the structure of the of the settings down. So I think what we need is we need settings for the PiShock like login. Yeah. PiShock login settings. Yes, yeah. It's just to remind myself that these are like comments essentially. We need the user ID and the API key for the login. For the shock module that's in Streamerbot, is it turned on? What is the shock interval? Like how often are we getting shocks? Is the mode simple or advanced? I may take this part out because this will be quite a bit more work to do. It makes it much easier to go back and modify code later. Yeah. Whether or not bits, subs, and channel points are related. Maybe we... I think we want to break these out. This will make it easier to describe like what these are doing whenever I go in and Comment it. There we go. 30 crowns a main. Heck yeah. Yeah, you wish you did when coding your first game because you want to make it publishable, but it's impossible to understand the mess that it is. Yep. So this will make it so that I can, say like bits enabled means blah blah. And, bits to point ratio is used in this calculation, etc. So I can like explain what each of these settings are. Um, and that way people can decide whether or not they want them on. And then for the actual redeem itself, this is like the clickable thing, the clickable thing that exists in Twitch. Oh, I just realized we're in ads. That's fine. This is the clickable thing that exists in Twitch that like a user would go and then click on. It'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and click this thing, and then it would do something, right? Um, so these are the settings for what this is gonna be. Ads where? It says there should be ads, so I don't know. In which we will need. Give me your API. Actions, enable action. Wait a second. No, it's not actions, it's redeems. What am I saying? Oh, hang on. No, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Um, so each of those will be redeemed, and that'll go into there. It should be fine. It should be fine. We can make that work. So channel point reward. Enable, disable, toggle, toggle, unpause, pause. Oh. Is there no ability to just... These all go off of reward IDs. I was thinking we would have the ability to create a Twitch reward on the fly, which it looks like we are not able to do. Five minutes before the interview, you be lurking until it's done. Well, good luck on that, Guillaume. You got this. You do that on more often. There's no call for being rude, Sylvan. And just to be clear, that's not me being like a bit or anything. Like, that is just a bit rude to say. Update the reward title. You're okay. I appreciate the apology. Update the reward prompt. All of these take reward IDs. Dang. Okay, hang on a second. Trying to make a joke, realized I didn't really care like that. Yeah, it was a bit hostile is all. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to... find another way to do this. Predictions, polls, raid, yeah. Okay. What if... Everything in core that would help. So we can enable actions. We can... After the second read, you realize you meant breathe more often? First read, you thought lurk more often? Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate understanding, Silver. Thank you for that. And like I said, it's not a big deal as long as we like learn from it. That's all I ask, you know? So it does look like we're not going to be able to straight up create rewards, which is kind of weird, but I guess that's fine. Users, UDP, yeah, okay. So I guess what we're going to have to do is we're going to have like number of redeems. Which is already a thing. No, oh god, this is so fucking clunky. Cat have been clawing at the door for the past 15 minutes. Now she's looking at you in purr and saying, yeah, yeah. Um, so my initial thought on this is that we would be able to just have like an arbitrary number of redeems. So like you could have 5 different configured types of shocks. You know, maybe a short, strong one, a long, medium one that fires off like 3 random shocks, you know, whatever it might be, right? And that we would be able to configure the rewards for each of those based on that. But what's happening is we cannot create rewards. We only can use existing rewards. So I'm going to have to like pre-build a number of rewards to use, which is annoying, but going to have to pre-build a number of rewards to use. And God, does reward ID change if I import? Oh, I bet it does. Maybe it doesn't. Um, So we're gonna have to like have a number of redeems and just have some of them disabled if they're not being used, which is gross. I don't like that option at all, but I guess it's what we got. Hmm. What's up, baby cat? Why? Why do you want my attention? You were being so mean. Throwback to when you were seen ripping your sister's skirt in your lap and the cat sat in your lap is on the skirt. This cat used to be very close with your sister before she moved off for college. That makes sense, yeah. I could see why they'd want to do that. Hi, you want to snuggle? You want to snuggle after being so mean to me? What's up? Even your other cat shut up as soon as you said, hey kitty, yeah? Come on, lay down. Yeah, hey baby. What a I don't know, there's gotta be another way to like warn this. One to 15, number of shocks. Ooh. One minimum, maybe? Yes. Hi, baby cat. Stretch and hydrate? Yeah. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and get the hydrate in. I'll have to do a half stretch. The kitty cat's laying on my other arm. Mm. You got a big old clump of fur. Just came out. Probably from cricket biting you, huh? Alright, I think this is probably... I think this is probably good. This is something we can at least work with when it comes to doing the IO elements. Which I'm gonna maybe start, but we're definitely not gonna finish today. Can you please give me some space? Oh my god. Delete that. Yeah, okay. So back to Streamerbot. We're going to be working on the validate settings. And see if I remember how to do any I/O. Just beamed you with the urge to draw suggestive lace net art. Isn't it all suggestive? Let's see if this even works. Isn't it all suggestive, I asked? This would be return false. File equals. I'm probably gonna have to import something. Gonna be a path. Some characters in curse words truly are built different. Some make it difficult to lose. Some make it difficult to win. Yeah. For each. So iterate through each of them. Starts with this. And, right? Yeah. Okay, that's fine there. If it starts with this, then we can just return. No, wait, not return. Break. Break. And then if it starts with this, then we know it's not a comment or empty space. Okay, and then we will... Wow. Key value pair, split it on equals. And then settings.add. This is not what we want to do here. I'm just using some old code that I got. Hmm. Now, let's find out if... Does this compile? Probably not, right? Comma expected? I mean, comma expected. I think it hated that copy and paste. That's actually kind of funny. What? Hmm. Oh, there's a parentheses missing where... Path, each one in file. Line starts with that. Not line starts with this, and not line is another white space. Except where? 19, it's supposed to be... Oh. Oh my god. So this would be file reader, I think. Oh, is this a .NET thing? Yeah, it's a string method. Why? Using system. A static method? Okay, yeah. And then we need to find read all lines from system.io. That's right. Not convert from a character to string. What version are we using for this? That's so weird. Why did this work in that? Okay. I don't know why I was using characters before. I think I'm using a different version of .NET in that one. And that's probably why. But line.split does not require it? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so it does compile. That's good. Oh god. Let me think here. This is good if I'm just trying to separate them out. Hmm. How am I gonna make this work? This is good if all we want is like key value pairs, but because we're gonna have ambiguity in our key value pairs, we need to figure out something to do to deal with that. Well, we could then iterate through the dictionary, right? Yeah, that would work. Oh my god. That's in um systems.collections. There you go. Okay. So we'll have the dictionary that has the setting and then the value. Um, man, how are we gonna do this? I think I'm gonna have to think on this a little bit. It's been a little while, and I think my brain's a little fried. We've only been streaming for 2 hours since we restarted. That is. Yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead and call it here. Trying to your VTuber model right now. Heck yeah. Let's minimize those. Notepad, we can remove. Save this. File O has always been like one of my um, weaker areas. Just because I don't know, it gets kind of janky, right? Like whatever goes into the file, you're gonna have to deal with, and so there's a lot of like try catch. There's a lot of like manipulating data that you don't actually know the structure of. I mean, you know the structure of kind of, but like you can't guarantee the structure of, because it's like shit somebody wrote in a notepad. Um, let's disable that. It used to be something that I had to do in basically every single project I ever did, but it's been a long time since that. So let's find somebody to write into. Here we go. Clicky clicky. Oh my god, I just realized I have therapy today. Ooh. I'm going ahead and shutting down the stream, is what I'm doing. Shutting down the stream right now. I also just realized, again, I knew this and I was planning for this, so it's not like a huge deal. But I do have therapy today, and that would be in 4 hours. So I've got to like eat and sleep. Yeah, night night, Kay. Night night. I'm definitely gonna have to get some sleep after therapy as well. So I may be a little bit late to hang out with you tonight, but thank you very much for being here. I should not be staying up this late, but it's been really nice getting to see you in the mornings. I'll say that. That's been good. Who else is on? Gartan's on. I would love to read into Gartan. Art time? Yeah, I'm thinking I'm leaning towards that. I don't want to like. There's a good chance that I could like raid into somebody new and like be like, hey, cool, we were working on code. How are you doing? But honestly, I just need something easy. I need something easy so I can just shut things down. All right, got a little raid message. If you are a follower, you can use the hearts. If you're a subscriber, you can use the little me's. Look at him go. Get the raid started here. No, that is not correct. There we go. Thank y'all so much for being here. It's lovely getting to hang out with y'all, even though we had a little bit of like frustration regarding regarding the stream and having like it go down for a little bit. It was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. And honestly, I genuinely do not think that I would have been working on this um unless I spent some time on stream to like get it started and like get into the progress of it. So I think this was really necessary, but it was also a really nice stream as well. I know that they're not quite as exciting. I know that they're like, I don't know. I don't talk as much. There's not as much conversation going on, but they were kind of nice and chill. Figure out what you want for your 100K. You and K both. So, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. I am gonna get some food. I am gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna get some sleep again later today, and then we will be streaming again tomorrow. Not sure what it's gonna be. You'll probably find out when I do. So, love y'all so much. Have a good night. I'll see you on the other side of the raid. Bye bye.